Hey everyone, Empress Vibrant here. So I wasn't necessarily going to do a video because obviously I'll be doing my Patreon and Daryl Whitaker and I do our weekly forecast of the astrology and the tarot. And I mean, if you want to see the weekly breakdown, definitely subscribe to the Patreon. Links will be in the description box. Um, but I was just vibing, the fact that I haven't posted on here in a while, and also, doing a reading, and also, um, happy spring equinox. And there's lots of different things going on, um, in the astrology and stuff with the different transits and stuff. Um, one that I found that's going to be very interesting because it's a very, very full week. And I wrote some stuff down from the session today that I took notes from Daryl doing his astrology today. And there's quite a few things, but I think one of the things that I feel a lot of at the moment, because obviously we know that, spring equinox, it's ushering in the new year, newness, new beginnings, initiation, intention setting. But also one of the things that I'm feeling, because we are still healing on so many different levels, there is this Mars and Cancer energy. And they're talking about, there's no passion, energy, this action, um, with the fact that Mars is that kind of action card, action energy, and obviously that Cancer's like the cardinal water sign. And they're talking about the emotional release. And I feel that there was quite a lot of there is still quite a lot of work being done, and some of the work at times feels like it's inhibiting some people feeling like they can move forward because of feeling disappointed in themselves that they haven't stuck to certain of the routines that they had previously set. Um, yeah, just inconsistencies due to lifing, you know. So I kind of want to have a look at what you're moving through and what you're moving towards. So let me get some overall energy, see what the overall vibe is for this new year, this spring equinox. So we've got potential, okay? So the potential for things to flourish, the potential for relationships to be mended, the potential to create and innovate something that is going to change the course of history, some type of advancement, some type of advancement in a specific field, a new way of thinking, a new theory, um, a new try, something. There's a huge potential for there's huge potential for growth and expansion. And also, I don't know if you can see this because of how terrible the lighting is, but that is a volcano, okay, and it's obviously active, and there's like beautiful or is it active, or is that just the back of the stars? It looks active to me, or maybe it's just the lighting. But I feel like this also signifies emotions coming up to the surface. It's almost like there's a potential for things to thrive. But I think in the midst of things bubbling up and getting in preparation mode, there is a lot of emotional stuff that's coming to the surface that needs to be dealt with in order to make space for the new things that are going to come in, especially for the potential to carving out, a new role in a job. Maybe they don't have that role, but they carve out something specific for you, or there's a potential for you getting some type of raise or promotion. Um, or there is some type of advancement in business, and obviously potential for relationships to thrive, especially when you're coming from a space of love. Although within this time there is potential for explosive arguments, or for people, because it's a time for speaking your truth. So I think there's going to be a lot of heart to hearts, people telling, setting healthy boundaries, so there's a potential for change and drastic change in this time. So don't play it small. We also have focus. Okay. So again, the potential to focus on the next level. What are the tangible steps that you can take? What's the blueprint look like? So what are the types of rituals and habits do I want to put in place? Those are the things that you're going to want to be focusing on. Those are the things that you're going to want to tweak and correct and to so like for instance, one of the journal prompts I did today was talking about creating a ritual. So, that sort of helps you to remember to do something, and one of the things was, put your trainers by the front door so that you're reminded to go on walks. Set that alarm at that specific time, or you set a trigger for yourself that every dawning, before you go into the bath, you do like a 20-minute workout. When I do 4 a.m. So for me, when I get up at 4 a.m. To do my patrons, so instead of some of the time, which I may do sometimes, I just go back to sleep. Maybe one of the things that I could do is to ensure that I've always got, a meditation lined up, even if I was just focusing on one area, so that the trigger is I need to switch on that meditation music. I need to have some quiet time. So that's the kind of focus and the energy. We've got relaxation. So that's going to be really, really good for this time as well, to balance action, but also self-care and rejuvenation. Because we don't want to rush into things. We want to be able to take time for reflection so that we can kind of make more informed decisions, and bask in the things that we have learned. So we have little people up. I don't know who I think I am, but I'm trying to do reading in the other being in the room. But I just was told to just do a reading. So anyway, like I said about the relaxation, make sure that you have time for reflection, you have time for review. Okay. And I think a lot of energy is going to be in our security, feeling secure, making sure that we've got the foundation set, tying up any loose ends, investing, making sure where we live is secure, work secure, feeling financially secure. And that's like the focus and that's the drive. And I think this is where all this energy of the potential and the focus, focus on your security, focus on your dreams, focus on pleasure, get into that space, because we have the gateway. And this is the portal to abundance, peace, experience, knowledge, peace, transformation, upgrades, spiritual gifts, stepping into your purpose, being chosen to do specific things, pullings, you're going to have some real pull towards what you're meant to be doing, your actual purpose. And for some of you, it's going to feel like, wow, this is really it. And what you're going to find for the majority is that it was something from your childhood, something that you really enjoyed, and you may have looked at it as something that can't be followed through, but for some of you, you can monetize. You can monetize those desires, those gifts, those talents that you cultivated in your childhood. So what I want to do is I want to pull from the kipper. We've got courtship, okay? Got courtship, so the potential again for relationships, the potential to deepen a bond, potential to learn from your significant other, someone who you are seeing. I think what's going to become apparent within the next couple of weeks is the role that people play in your life. Your triggers will be clear indications of things that you're still uneasy about and that you need to work on. And your growth you'll be able to track your growth. You'll be able to say, wow, in this particular situation, this courtship, this situationship, this relationship, I'm finding myself becoming more and more open. I'm creating healthier boundaries. I'm testing out the potential for speaking my truth, seeing how that sits, seeing how comfortable I can be with that person, how relaxed I can be in their company, how much of myself I can be, how secure I feel in their presence. Also thinking about the energy of, do I feel secure? Do I feel like there is there enough in this for me to sit down? Do I feel secure in this relationship? And that will bring up the right type of questions. Then that will allow you to set the right type of intentions, habits, routines, set those healthy boundaries, because I think all it's going to do is open up. It's just going to open up the vastness of the relationship and how far it can go. And it's got the potential to be a very, very strong and very balanced and healthy relationship because of the emotional work that's being done. And the fact that you are now putting yourself in a space where you are setting healthy boundaries, where now you are holding your own self accountable. So I'm liking the fact, and then obviously it's like there's a potential to start to feel like you can trust again, especially for those who have been burned and have not looked in the direction of another partner because that's not where you're at. You just want to deal with yourself. There is a potential for you to be rewarded for the time that you spent alone and to have some companionship that's going to propel you to the next level, that's going to prepare you to elevate to the next point of expansion. And then we have sudden wealth. And again, the business opportunities, the potential for new raise and promotion, um, the focus on work, dreams, purpose. There is definitely sudden wealth coming in for this beautiful spring equinox, and this energy that we're coming into the new year and coming into the new moon in Aries, and issue, and the fact that there is so much potential for um, pentacles, for investments. I love that. Yeah, and I think it's definitely off the back of the potential of something that you haven't really been looking at. Maybe you've downplayed this particular gift, skill, um, and maybe what you start needing to do about this particular skill that you have that you've put down, or you haven't really looked at it anymore. Maybe now it's the potential to start um, showing your things online, taking pictures of what you can do, creating a Shopify, creating, um, maybe it might be an Instagram shop, Facebook shop, and just sell your items, trinkets, crafts, uh, creating a service around food, um, e-commerce, just about the potential for sudden wealth is big when you focus on your skills and your abilities and monetizing what you actually enjoy doing. So if you're an arts and crafts kind of person, then you're going to need to start putting your things online, putting up a price list, becoming very intentional about putting your business and your skills out there. We have the mature man, so I feel as though there's going to be, for some of you, this is the potential for a lot of the emotions to come to the surface for your father. For some people, it's the grandfather, because it feels like there's still healing that needs to be done with this mature gentleman. For some of you, this mature gentleman has passed. He is no longer in this realm, he's in the spirit realm. And there was a need to focus on that particular wounding, that particular pain, because it's causing a bit of a blockage in your self-worth, maybe some of the old rhetoric and the old talk and some of the things you've heard, or some of the old practices that you've seen, witnessed, experienced, has had a knock-on effect to how you view yourself. And it may not even be as close as, dad, granddad, or whatever. This could be further down in the lineage. This could be something that was passed down, an idea, an ideology, a practice, a tradition that has caused some type of disconnect within you when it comes to you viewing yourself as a real contender in the game. And I don't know whether that's to do with poverty or to do with, a set of circumstances that feels almost like you're out of reach for this abundance, like for this particular abundance. So this is just for a select group, and like take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But for a select few of you, this is something that has been passed down, this notion, this idea, and the buck stops with you. When you heal that, when you say, no more, I'm not going to allow this rhetoric, this old, worn out, stale theory, practice, tradition to carry on, it's going to end with me. Then you heal that particular part of your timeline, and you heal and you break the curses and you break the chains within your generation. So I don't know who that's for, but that's definitely for somebody. And this gentleman also could signify some type of security, financial security. Maybe this is someone who, maybe this could be the person you're courting, you know, and you can see the potential, but you don't want to focus on their age. You know, you're more nervous at the fact that they might be ready to relax, you know, and you want to live and you want to enjoy yourself. You don't want to no longer be in toil and labor, which is at the end, at the bottom of the deck. You don't want to be in toil and labor, and this person could definitely provide you this security, you know, and open you up to a whole new world if you can not focus on the negatives. You know, possibly that's what I'm looking at. I want to clarify the mature man. Like I said, I'm feeling two things. And maybe it's about you stepping out from underneath this mature man and his idea of security, because maybe that's what is actually the limit. And maybe you trusting in your own abilities and the things you have as your natural gifts and talents and skills. Then you open up yourself to the gateway to complete abundance, oneness, and heaven. And that is mature. Very interesting. Hierophant. Okay, so this could involve some type of marriage, and like I said, some type of tradition, religion. And I think this might be going back to possibly this person who has passed over this mature man. This could be to do with their religion, their traditions, the way they did things. You know, maybe it was their ideas of what relationships and place of a woman, or some type of ideology, some type of, it could be to do with marriage, some type of tradition, some type of institution, maybe hierarchy, kind of like a hierarchy mindset, maybe some type of prejudice, some type of, and also this could even be what this particular person, maybe this could be one of the reasons why you are not sure whether you want to go into this, because maybe it might involve marriage. And what does that look like? How traditional do you really want it to be? You know, XYZ, maybe younger than you, or something. You know, and that also is 5, so maybe that signifies some type of change as well. So, the world, yeah, so I think it's really about what could be on offer. I think that's the the up and down energy within this. I think it's that kind of, the world could be my oyster if I can open up to the traditions of this person, you know, maybe open up to marriage, or open up to a certain way of living, a certain lifestyle, a certain belief, certain religions, a set of practices and habits, you know. Yeah. I feel like this person could be a religious person. If they're not religious, then their ideas are strong. what they truly believe in what they're doing. So again, the world, the world card, the fact that it's vast, it's open, there is so much that you can learn from this person. There is potential for travel, there is expansion, there is closing out cycles. Yeah, it's like completing new cycles. And I think, again, that's what it is. I think there's a potential for you to close out this particular cycle if you focus on the differences, maybe the difference in generation, the difference of education, the different, the differences in how to, manage in technology and stuff like that. And then we've got the King of Wands. So I feel like this guy is probably not a joke. He's pretty much about that life. He seems like he's not playing. And I think it could be wanting some type of commitment from you, and then the floodgates open, because this person seems like they're on it. And if this is to do with the person who has passed over, then definitely, they're looking at, how, the full circle of life has gone, reflecting on how they have impacted on how you feel about yourself, the things that you focus on, sometimes your ability to relax and chill in your own skin, the things that you have made them feel uneasy about. It's like I'm talking to the yeah, I think they're just really, really reviewing everything, and I think then, I think if you can sit down and do some quiet time and do some journaling, um, and prayer and some all release work, and maybe tapping into that energy, I think you'll find that there is a passion and a want to ensure that you shake off this energy, that you no longer sit in this space. I think there is um I think it's this review. I think it's the review, because I think they were quite harsh in the way that they done things, and I think at some time you didn't feel secure, you know, which opened up a huge space for this mistrust. And maybe that played out in your relationships, where people let you down, just like this particular person, or it's a certain trait or a certain um, pattern that you see within the relationships around you or within your family, that there are, quite strong and dominant characters, you know, and very, very much um, about their way and what makes sense and how things look, and traditions and status and roles and your place. So there is a lot for, I think there is a lot of, I wouldn't want to say daddy issue stuff, but there is a lot of um, male energy. And it may not necessarily just be a male, because obviously this is not gender specific, but it could be someone who, in your line, it could be your mum, it could be an aunt, it could be a grandmother, but it feels like a mature person, who has made a huge stamp in the way you show up in the world, or don't, whatever way you want to kind of look at it. But I think what it signifies, without being too specific about people, You know, for those who are not talking about people who have passed on, but, you know, creating that healthy boundary. I think it's about addressing those things. And even if it's not a thing where you address it with the person, but you get to a space where you can forgive them for doing the best that they can, and, you know, with the little resources that they had, or the little life skills that they had, or the little experience of love and nurturing that they had, is the reason for the lack of nurture or strict behavior, or whatever it is that is holding you back from fully allowing yourself to be. I think this is a part of the emotional work that's going to come up. You know, the triggers, the scars, the wounds that have been um, passed down through the generations, and things that we have gone through with our fathers, um, our grandfathers, um, just male energy as well overall. Like I said, this could be a partner, it could just be, you know, this is the person who you are caught in. They seem to be in a good place, but tradition is a huge thing, and maybe there is a nervousness, and probably that's why you're being told to kind of just relax, take moments of reflection, and focus on what feels good to you. Are you utilizing what you have, you know, as a way of creating that sudden wealth instead of expecting it from someone else, you know? So there's a lot of potential for things to go down. I love the sudden wealth. I love the expansion that's going on, the promotions, this dealing with the emotions, this speaking your truth coming from a place of love. There is compassion here. There's commitment and discipline that is needed, that can be cultivated through this Hierophant energy, that consistency, and that King of Wands passion energy. Yeah. What you are working through, what you are working towards, yeah. We've got kindness. So it says you are a humanitarian made of love, and you are able to share that energy with others. So I think you're working on opening up, being kind to people, giving people the benefit of the doubt, being able to see people and meet them where they're at. You know, this, you know, wherever you find them, that's the life experience that they're going through right now. And you're able to extend that love and understanding and kindness. We've got compassion. Okay. So it says, you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. So actively sharing and living love. You know, and that's that compassion energy. That's that you recognize the potential in people. You recognize that it's not always about focusing on what's not there. And you know that demonstrating love is the best way that you can support anybody else and support yourself, because when you show love and give love, then there's a current of positive energy and love that is reciprocated, you know, and it might not be from that specific person, but just in everyday life situations, you know, somebody holds the door for you, you know, there's some type of kind gesture happen, there's some type of, you know, recognition of support. And then we've got harmony. So it says, you're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. So again, you are, last one here. So we're talking about harmony. You are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. So again, you're able to see the potential in all situations, all people. So you're not going to be so guarded about who you can't trust, and having to walk around being guarded, being closed off from opportunities, people, places, and things. You recognize the potential for anybody coming in your life is for you to grow. So you ain't going to want to cut off your ability and your opportunities to level up by holding back yourself because your previous relationships were difficult, or that you were not fulfilled, so that you keep yourself away from that, but rather saying focus on becoming into balance with everything. The fact that things could be positive and it could be negative, but you worrying or you holding yourself back from experiencing life is not being balanced, and is not having faith, and is not, it's not a flow. It's like a survival struggle kind of life. It's not thriving experience, for the sake of experience. And I know that this is coming from a place of trying to protect yourself. This is self-preservation, and I get the self-preservation, but sometimes that can be very, very limiting as well. So I think that's what you're going to be working through throughout this new space, when you're setting your new intentions and you're saying to yourself, what I want to experience for the next year is fruitful relationships. I want to be able to recognize, the lessons, the signs. I want to be able to be diligent. I want to be able to be discerning of energies. You know, um, I want to be able to make peace with all situations, knowing that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. I don't want to play, I want to be in a space where I no longer play the victim, but I am an active participant in this game called life. And I recognize that the amount of twists and turns that happen in my life is the amount of experience points my avatar, my character gets along this journey, you know, and that's the kind of headspace that you're going to be working your way into. And it's not something that happens overnight, but it's something that should be considered. And as you make your intentions on the new moon, which is on Tuesday, and I would advise coming to join myself and Daryl for the moon meditation. He'll give a full breakdown of the new moon, what it means, and all the transits surrounding that. And also, I'll do a specific reading for the new moon in Aries. So, yeah, links will be in the description box to join the Patreon. So, yeah. And then lastly, we have priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. And that's what you're working towards. You're working towards not being on the war path or being so defensive that you can't experience. And, that priority of knowing that I'm manifesting love. That's what I'm calling in. That's what I want to experience. Instead of saying this is not what I want to experience and this is what I experienced in the past. So, okay, if that's what you experienced in the past, start speaking about what you would prefer. What would you love? What would be the preferred state of being? So, lastly, let me get some advice and guidance and words of encouragement from the animal spirits. We had this one earlier. That's lovely. That's really nice. We've got wombat spirit. Be at home. Okay. Be at home in yourself. Be at home in your own skin. Be at home in change. Be at home with the process. Be at home. Be at home when it's time for relaxation. When it's time for going within. You know, when there's an energy where you just know it's not about the outside today, but be at home with that. Be at home with the fact that your your taste may change. You know, the things that you enjoyed before may not be the case. So be at home with being uncomfortable or switching up routines. You know, be at home with change. You know, be at home with the potential. You know, be at home with your focus. Be at home with your drive, and um, keep allowing yourself to be open to the opportunities. Be at home to the change that's happening and the person who you are becoming. Okay. Um, we also have elephant spirit. Learn from your past. Learn from the past. So they say an elephant never forgets. So learn from the past, as in, you know, not to repeat the same cycles, but to be objective about them. You know, to be able to turn up your powers of discernment, to expand your horizons, you know, allow your wisdom from the past to propel you to move forward. And then, very lastly, we've got seahorse spirit, and it says, watch and wait. Okay, watch and wait. So, again, when we're talking about the potential for expansion, the potential for new ways of living, the potential to live luxuriously, to benefit from the fruits of your labor, to focus on your dreams and your abilities, to ensure that you are utilizing your skills and your abilities. Okay. And they say when you are in your relaxation time as well, when you're in your time for reflection, watch and wait. You know, when you are in a rush to have, you know, the conclusion or the outcome, just watch and wait, it soon come, you know. And in the time when you're waiting, do with something else. Because this is a time to start new things, to add on, review, refix, remix. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's a really wonderful energy. So, my lovelies, that has been the reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It is very general, so it resonates with everyone. I should have said that at the top of the reading. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment if anything resonates throughout the next week or two. And be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to deal with things one at a time. Speak up, speak your truth, but also ensure that you are being mindful of other people and not triggering other people and not considering people's feelings. But you have to come first. Okay, it starts with you. And you have a job to do. And it's not a big, heavy one. It's not one that you have to beat yourself over the head over. It's just changing small things. And then them small things become regular things and standard things and just a way of life. And then you just keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. Okay. So my lovelies, that has been your reading. Just divinely told to just do a spread. So hey, this is for you guys. Big up yourselves. Much love. in a sense.